Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from South Sunderland. I'm going to try to have a little structure today. I'm still going to be all over the place, but hopefully I'll get my ideas across. So, I've been on the internet, I follow a lot of alternative things. I don't even want to call them conspiracy anymore. I call them alternative. YouTube has throttled me, has basically shadow banned me because I spoke about an alternative medication that I use, and they didn't like that. They throttled me, and now they're not recommending any of my videos. Now I had to bend the knee and say that I would not do it again, and in 90 days they'll forgive it. So I should be getting my YouTube videos recommended, but most of my interactions and streams are via podcast media, and this is not a video podcast. I have a face for radio, so whatever. But what I wanted to talk about is sound healing and music therapy. Now, I've been on the internet, looking at alternative things, and I see people talking about frequency. Now, I've been talking about frequency a little bit, but I wasn't speaking about it in the sound healing perspective. All energy is waves, so it talking about frequency is something that you encounter in any conversation, whether you're talking about light, whether you're talking about EMF, whether you're talking about 5G, whether you're talking about anything, any physical thing. It's all vibrating because it all has energy, right? So now sound healing. Now, so when somebody that I know, I saw recently, they got a certification as a Rishi master, which I don't really know what that is, but there's a thing called a Rishi bowl, but there's also and then I dug around. I met a lady who was a Rishi master once when I was getting some food, and I had my son in my hand, and she, I just opened the door for her, and she started striking up a conversation with me. A lady maybe about 60, 70 years old. She told me she was a Rishi master too. So a Rishi is some kind of ancient Indian practice of some kind of healing, but I don't know. So what some Rishi masters use, from what I'm understanding, is a thing called a singing bowl, right? So people so according to the internet, there's singing bowls, and there are Tibetan singing bowls and Himalayan singing bowls, right? I'll just mention the frequency now because, so a Tibetan or a Himalayan singing bowl produces a frequency between 100 and 500 hertz, right? Okay, let's go on to another thing now. In Tibet, they have a thing called Tibetan throat singing, where the guys go something like that, right? No disrespect to that, right? So Tibetan throat singing is done to aid meditation, right? And it's done also for healing, and it's done for healing different chakras, supposedly, right? So one of them is the root chakra, which is the healing frequency for that one is 256 hertz. The healing chakra for the throat is 741 hertz. The healing chakra for the third eye supposedly is 936 hertz. But most common, like the base throat chakra singing, is between 70 and 150 hertz. Okay, let's get out of that for a second. So when it comes to music now, I have a buddy that makes speaker boxes. He designed speaker boxes. And when you look at speaker boxes, the subwoofer operates something like below 750 hertz. So if you get your subwoofer just playing solely frequencies below 750 hertz, you got a nice bass sound isolated to that speaker, so that speaker works solely just for producing low frequency sounds. So that's when you're building a speaker box for a studio or for a live performance. You want your bass frequencies to be below 750 hertz. That's just from memory. I'm not reading that. But let's go along. So Tibetan throat singing is 70 to 150 hertz. A Tibetan or Himalayan singing bowl operates between 100 and 500 hertz. Now, I wanted to talk about something more modern, and I keep moving. I'm going to be moving back and forth. They have a drum machine called the Roland TR-808, made by the company named Roland, right? Once my father took me near to their warehouse in, I think it was Los Angeles. The corporate office, one of the corporate offices, I guess. So, the 808 drum machine is something that Kanye West always talks about. And he talks about it in a sense that it is, it's something that acts on people in a spiritual way. That's his opinion, right? That's Kanye West's opinion. So the 808, didn't I get the frequency for the 808? I did not, but unfortunately. But the 808 is the TR-808 is no longer made, right? It's known. It was developed or it started being used in like the late 70s or early 80s. Some of the hit songs that use the 808 drum machine are Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing, Drake's One Dance, Missy Elliott's Work It, Eminem's The Way I Am, and Africa Bambaata's Planet Rock. Okay, let me just go down my notes here and see if I did speak about the frequency of the 808 somewhere, and maybe I copied it down and moved it somewhere else. No, I did not. Okay, I did not move it somewhere else. Anyhow, I also saw people talking about, or people were saying that Bob Marley recorded his music at a certain frequency. So when someone says the person is recording their music at a certain frequency, I misinterpreted it to mean the sample rate of the hardware, which the sample rate just means how much data is taken from the analog, how much data is taken from the sound that's being produced by the instruments by the digital equipment that you're using, right? How many data points? Data points, same thing as saying sample rate, right? It's like saying, I could draw you a graph that makes a curve with 3 data points. It wouldn't look too good, but if I have more data points, it looks better. It has better resolution. It sounds better, okay? Or it looks better. It has more curvature, okay? More, yeah. So, okay, enough of that. So now, when people keep talking about, the music is at a certain frequency, right? What they're referring to, according to my understanding, is their tuning of the middle C note on the piano or whatever piece of musical equipment, guitar, violin, I guess, whatever. Usually it seems like it's mostly string-related instruments. It seems like, from my limited understanding. So there's a middle C somewhere, you know, I don't know how to play piano. There's a middle C somewhere on the piano. That's the key, or that's the chord, I guess. Let me read what it says. Middle C. What do they call middle C? That's the note. Yeah, note A4. Okay, it's note A4. I'm sorry. It's the A above middle C. The A above middle C is tuned to a certain frequency using a tuning fork or an electronic tuning device. So apparently there's a standard regarding music for tuning musical equipment, and that's a frequency of 440 hertz. Now, people who are talking as of late, or maybe years before, about using music to healing, or sound healing, or sound therapy, or music therapy, or whatever, sound healing really, they prefer a frequency of 432 hertz, meaning that the A above middle C, which is what? A4? What is it? A4, yeah. The A above middle C, they prefer it when it's tuned to 432 hertz. But the convention worldwide, especially in America, is 440 hertz. So supposedly 432 hertz, people believe Bob Marley tuned his equipment to 432 hertz. But there is no proof that that's the case. The thing is that people find Bob Marley's music to seem spiritual, and as a result, they believe that his music is tuned to a special vibration. But apparently, from what I'm reading, there's really no foundation to that, right? So, moving along, music therapy is used and has been proven through peer-reviewed experiments to reduce anxiety and stress, to improve mood, and, you know, treat depression. And the songs that improve mood and treat depression are uplifting songs with positive or uplifting melodies, right? They can have antidepressant effects. It can also be used for pain relief and pain management. And it can also be used for cognitive enhancement. And when they call the cognitive, okay, I'm gonna put some oil in my car. They call the cognitive enhancement the Mozart effect, right? So a lot of people also talk about, okay, let's stick to Mozart, okay? So in the experiments using Mozart, it was an experiment that was done in a college in Brazil. The specific songs associated with the Mozart effect are, where is it? Let me see. I can't see right now because I'm driving, okay? But the Mozart effect is, I'm gonna do it by memory. He has a song named Two Pianos for Four Hands. He has a song named something like, or a symphony named Two Pianos for Four Hands. And that's been shown to give people increased spatial awareness with an effect lasting 15 minutes, right? So Mozart has been, you know, the Mozart effect, apparently according to peer-reviewed studies, is real. Yeah. So, a lot of people have been saying that Beethoven's music reduces, I'm going to call it tumors because I don't want to say the word and YouTube ban me. So they say Mozart's music reduces tumors, especially Symphony Number 4, and that research was done in Brazil. I'm sorry, it wasn't the Mozart Effect done in Brazil. The Mozart Effect was not done in Brazil. Let me tell you what the Mozart. I'm at a stoplight right now. Let's go back to the Mozart Effect. Okay, Mozart Effect. It doesn't say where they're from. It was a study done by Alfred A. Tomatis and also by Rosher, Shaw, and Kai. And this was done, I believe, at a college in Texas, maybe, but it doesn't say it here. But it's Alfred A. Tomatis is a guy that did the research using Mozart to increase spatial awareness and prove that it improved cognitive abilities with an effect lasting 15 minutes. Now, regarding Beethoven and the cancer cells, that was done in a petri dish setting where it reduced the cancer cells by 20% and had no negative effect on the healthy cells. So let me see if I can find that one. I can't find the Beethoven information. Why did I not put it here? I went in so much on the Mozart Effect that I went over the. Okay, so it's Beethoven's 5th symphony, right? Some people say the 4th symphony, some people say the 9th. I just personally purchased 2 Mozart CDs. No, 2 Beethoven CDs, I'm sorry. They say Beethoven 5th symphony is the one that I found that is supposed to be associated with healing, 5th symphony. But people say the 4th and the 9th, and then some people say all of them. I just bought 2 Beethoven CDs, and when I read about the Mozart Effect, then I just bought a Mozart CD. They're all used CDs online. They don't cost much money. Oh, the song that Mozart did, the symphony that gave the increased cognitive abilities is called Sonata for 2 Pianos in D major K448. Now, let's see to what frequency was Mozart and Beethoven's pianos tuned. Mozart predates Beethoven. If I just found that out. Mozart lived way before Beethoven lived. So Mozart, his piano was tuned to 421.6 hertz. Beethoven's piano was tuned to 455.4 hertz. So the current culture of preference for 432 hertz, Mozart was right below that, and Beethoven is like above that, and he's above the standard of 440 hertz. So classical music has been associated with healing. And let me just sum it up because I'm at my destination and I gotta go. These are some songs that are known for anxiety reduction. Weightless by Marconi Union. There's a guy named Marconi Union. He has a song named Weightless. Okay. Next. Music for Airports by Brian Eno. His last name is E-N-O. It's called Music for Airports by Brian Eno. Here's another one. Clair de Lune by Debussy. And I'll spell that all. Clair de Lune is spelled C-L-A-I-R. Then next word, D-E. Next word, L-U-N-E. By Debussy. D-E-B-U-S-S-Y. Debussy. The artist is named Debussy, Debussy, and the song is called Clair de Lune. The next one is Gymnopédie #1 by Erik Satie. Oh my gosh, these names are, I think they're French. The guy's name, Erik Satie, is Eriksatie. Those are 2 words. Erik Satie. And the name of the song is Gymnope, E with the hat on top, like sauce on dole. Gymnopédie die #1. Erik Satie. So see how you can find that through my terrible reading, okay? And some songs known for healing are Beethoven, 5th Symphony, and another song by a guy named György Ligeti. That's Gyorgy, last name Ligeti. And the song is called Atmosphères. Okay, so whether we're talking about Tibetan tuning bowls, singing bowls, or whether we're talking about singing bowls, whether we're talking about throat singing, whether we're talking about Beethoven or Mozart, or whether we're talking about, even Happy by Pharrell, which has an upbeat, uplifting sound to it. Music has a lot of effect. Music is also known to cause people to feel a sense of bonding, okay? So it can bring people together. Music therapy is a real thing. Like I said, it's also been peer reviewed to assist with pain management. And I forgot some other things, right? Pain management, improved sleep, emotional regulation, reduction of symptoms of PTSD, and enhanced social connection, okay? So I really got to go, really bad, and I appreciate you listening. Bye.